Join me Standard Time as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. Spain, hola. In Italy, ciao. In Egypt, hasta luego. In Ghana, aquaba. In Nigeria, peleo. In South Africa, sawubona. In Senegal, nangade. In Kenya, jambo. In Israel, shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, assalamu alaikum. And may peace be upon you all.
May peace be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with those who speak for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. How was your weekend? What'd you do? Did you have fun? Was it long enough? Well, it may have not been any of those things, but the point is we're still here. So that means we got work to do. So let's get busy. Today is Monday, June 7th. It is the first Monday in the month of June. We made it, y'all, because somebody didn't make it this morning. One of my favorite shows was the Mod Squad. Back in the day, y'all may not remember that, with Clarence Williams III, and a couple of others I can't remember. Julie, I remember her name. Can't remember the other guy's name. Well, Clarence Williams III was the black guy. He was 81 years young, and he made his transition. So condolences to the family and all the families who are losing loved ones. We're all losing someone. And then the older we get, the more we're going to lose people. So just know that. But happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. If today is your natal day, we're celebrating it with you, and we can do that with you and wish you happy birthday, born day when you call in this morning. I'll give that number in just a minute. But first, let me remind you that our topic today is a celebration of the male energy. And our guest today will be Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations. And we'll be celebrating male energy because Father's Day is this month. And men get a bad rap. I wrote all about it on my blog, so be sure and check it out on zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. Congratulations to Simone Biles. She is the gymnast that is just turning heads all over the place. She's a gymnast, and she is the best there is. And I just like to say congratulations, Simone. You're doing a wonderful job showing the possibilities of what the young people can do. So you keep up the good work, girl. Let us remember to keep in prayer the sick and the shut-in, those who are not able to take care of themselves, those who are in the hospital, those who are in need of prayer. So let us be mindful of them today and give thanks for their health and their journey, and to know that despite what you are going through, there's a lesson in it, because there's a lesson in everything. The question is, will we get the lesson? I hope so. And if you are listening online and you'd like to join the conversation this morning, we'd love to have you. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And we will get your call coming up in the 7:30 hour. But first, a couple of PSAs. The youth employment is now open. The deadline is Friday. So if you have young people in your family and they need a job, then you need to get them to the website onesummerchicago.com. That's onesummerchicago.com. And speaking of youth, coming up on Saturday, June 26th, it's always the fourth Saturday in the month. We will be having, the Higher Learning Network will be having the round 7 of the global virtual teen talent contest. And what that is, youth between the ages of 13 and 19. If you can sing, if you can dance, spoken word, poetry, write, direct, anything you're good at, send us a 1-minute video clip via YouTube. It's got to be via YouTube. And in that clip, you can send your introduction separately, or you can send it in the video, the 1-minute clip. But lots of times they just send 2 videos, and the first one is like, 10, 15, 20 seconds of who I am and what I do. And then the second video is what you do. But you can send it all in one video. It's entirely up to you. But send that video clip to us via YouTube, and you'll send it to hlntvshow@gmail.com. Got that? hlntvshow@gmail.com. If you're following us on social media, you'll know that our YouTube channel right there is Higher Learning TV Show. And you can see rounds 1 through 6. Some awesome young talent. The last winner, I was so surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised because he was good. It was the first Ishan Kalani, I believe his name is. He was the first prize winner. So you be sure and check that out on our YouTube channel. Winners get prizes and cash and all t-shirts and all that kind of good stuff. So send your children's information in. 13 to 19, remember that? Now, we even had some preteens. They were like 11 and 12. It's like, we took them anyway. We don't want to discourage children, but so if you have them, send their video clip in. You can also follow us on Facebook.com, HLN TV Show. See that big old HLN? That's it, HLN TV Show. You can also follow my page, Zelda Speaks, on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's Zelda Speaks, the number 2 and the letter U. So Zelda Speaks to you. That's you, yeah. Not me, but you. And also our new social media site from the Women's Media Group. It's called Pixely.com, Pixely, Pixely.com. And also Click. Click is like, I guess, TikTok, yeah. KLIK, CLIK, Click. We can go and upload videos there. And I'm there too, Zelda Speaks. So check out my videos. Be sure and check out zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com on everything that I've been doing, especially a beautiful event that I went to this past weekend. It was the Kenosha, Wisconsin Spiritual Awakening Market. I've never been to one of those. Have you? No, and I had to go to Kenosha in order to be there to get it, to have that experience. But it was a wonderful experience. My sister of the microphone, Jody Susan of SusanEssentials.com, is an energy healer. She tells the story of how she was on 17 medications and misdiagnosed, just all kinds of health problems. I was like, God, you are a walking, talking miracle. See, that's why I told you, if you're still here, you have work to do, because she got through those 17 medications she was on, got off all of them. And now she's an energy healer, and she teaches you what to drink, what to eat. And it's just go to Susan Essentials. But you can go to my Facebook page, Zelda Speaks, and you can see a little footage. It's not the best footage, so I'm going to be sharing the footage from the Female Solution page as well. We're going to make a TV show out of that, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 in Chicago. So be sure and check out. I got lots of pictures. I haven't even had a chance to download them. There's just so many. And there were so many goodies and so much information. It was just really wow. They had Reiki, a massage therapist there. They had paintings, they had jewelry, they had stones, and I'm learning about stones and vibrations and energy levels and things of that nature. I found a beautiful amethyst stone. Isn't that gorgeous? Got lots of goodies. Got some shungite, got some selenite, just energy, because there's so much, what's the word to use so I don't get cut off? Dirty electricity. And it's all around us. Oh, this is the stone I got to keep on my computers because I'm operating two here. This is Lazuli. And you see it has copper in it. You see that? That's the top, that's the side, and that's the back. Bottom, I should say. And it just protects you from the elements, because we are just surrounded by dirty electricity. So we need to protect our aura. We need to protect our energy. We need to protect this vessel. So stones help us do that. Why? Because it's part of nature. And I love my lapis lazuli. There's stones. You can have earrings, necklaces, all of that. But I just wanted something for the house. And getting back to nature, you see my nature in the background. I'm in love with trees. And I hope you will too, because they not only help you breathe, they help purify the air, and just make it a pleasant experience. So just know that you do not have to be bombarded with dirty electricity. You can even the playing field, especially at night when you go to bed. 432 hertz, MZ, 432 hertz is 432 HZ is the healing vibration. So you need to let that play when you're sleeping at night, so you can absorb the energy frequencies that are floating in the air. And I didn't know, excuse me, I did not know that you could play them for your plants, because the plants, they just bloom. Just watch your plants over time. They just bloom and they blossom. So if they're part of nature and it's healing for them, it's healing for us. So that's why I say get out in nature, do some grounding, walk around barefoot, sit in the grass, hug a tree, talk to a tree, just sit at the spine of the tree so that the connection from your spine can connect to the roots of the tree, because that's where your energy is. That's where all your answers come to you from. When you get quiet, sit and listen. All the answers don't come from out there, radio, TV, and all that good stuff, except for the Female Solution, of course. But it comes from listening, from being quiet. How do you know this? How many times has someone called you and said, girl, I was thinking about you. I was just about to call you. I rest my case. You know what I'm talking about. So be sure and check out my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. There's lots of information on there, and there will be more information after today as well. And if you are in the business of pain, if you have pain like I have sometimes, but a whole lot less due to my exercise, my activities, and my CBD oil and things of that nature, and my healing. And if you don't know what that is, go to my site, zelda.now.site. Zelda.now.site. And you all know groceries are going up high as hell. I've started growing my own. I'm sorry, because you don't know what you're eating, and it's all fabricated. Nothing's real. You know, Monsanto bought all the seeds. Why would the company be buying up seeds? Because you don't know that you're eating plastic. Yep, I said it. I sure did. In the meantime, in between time, learn how to grow your own garden, grow your own food. Yeah, it's work, but it's work to keep this vessel, isn't it? The question is it worth it? Are you worth it? Everyone knows, well, not everyone, but you may not know, I reverse type 2 diabetes. If I can do it, you can do. So go to diabeticdonut.com. There is a free download there for you. My recipe that I drink every day. Apple, beet, cucumber, lemon, ginger, kale is there. It is not the best tasting drink, but it works, and that's all that matters. Cloudy skies today. Let's talk about some weather. If you're headed out this morning, weather and traffic sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. iTex is a butter agency that allows you to use its products and services. So if you are a entrepreneur, business owner, and you have products or services to offer the general public, then you too can become a member of iTex, and you get a $100 bonus for just signing on. As long as you use the promo code ZELDA, ZELDA. And remember that $100 is yours, and that's to go shopping with via iTex. So, whatever you might need. And you can travel too. Travel has opened up, so you don't have to pay those high hotel, because we don't have planes, but they do have lots of hotels and timeshares and things of that nature. As we take a look at the weather, cloudy skies today in Chicagoland, warm and humid. A few showers headed our way, but who cares? It's going to be 80 degrees today. In the 80s, I should say, in 60s to tonight. There are no reported delays on Metro or CTA. And as we take a look at the inbound Kennedy, it's a hot mess as usual on Monday morning. It's 35 inbound, 18 on the reverse. On the Eden's 25 in, Lake Cook to the Junction, it is 20 on the reverse. On the Eisenhower, yeah, that's another story. Eisenhower's always packed, 35 in from 390 to the Circle. And outbound, it is 21. That earlier crash at 25th Avenue has been cleared up, so smooth sailing outbound. A few delays on the Stevenson. It is 18 minutes inbound, 14 on the reverse. And on the Dan Ryan, it is 18 in and 14 out. Bishop Ford, 11 in and 10 minutes out. And Lakeshore Drive is 9 minutes in and 8 minutes on the reverse. And that's your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. As we go for your reading of the day, June 7th. Inspirational Conversations with Shalom with Israel, aka Zelda Speaks. It says, seen any good TV shows lately? Judge Mathis, Judge Lynn Toller, lots of judges, right? Excuse me, Judge Maybelline Ephraim, Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, Judge Jeannie Pirro, Judge Alex, the list goes on. Why do we as a society feel it's okay to go on TV and air our dirty laundry? It's enough to be involved in legalities, but to have the world view it and be judged not only by the courts, but by the community at large. Have we no shame? Guess not. Before you decide to sell your soul to TV, think about the repercussions. One day you'll look back at it and ask yourself, what was I thinking? For the love of money. Money, 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 money. Money. That's what we do. Only in America. Inspirational Conversations, Volume 2, with Shalom with Israel, aka Zelda Speaks, available at zeldaspeaks.com. Proceeds benefit the Teen Talent Contest, Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, so that we can buy them t-shirts and we can get them prizes and cash and money and all that good stuff. right now we're going to have some more good stuff. We're going to take time to do a little breathing this morning. Yes, we're going to inhale and exhale. And this is an exercise, a mindfulness technique that you can use when you are stressed the hell out. And it doesn't take 5 minutes, it can take 5 seconds. But the longer you practice it, the better you get and the more calm you will get because, your breathing controls your atmosphere. Rest and digest. That's the tip of the day. Long, deep breath. Relax the system. Short breaths stress the system. And when the nervous system gets overridden with anxiety, that's when we start breathing. Very slowly and shallow. You're excited. You don't want to do that. You just calm the breath down. So inhale deeply, close your eyes, sit up straight, feet flat on the floor, nothing in your hands. Got a little frog in your throat this morning. Need a little sip of water. Sit up straight, prepare, close your eyes. Give thanks for this moment. Knowing that you're at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And we'll simply breathe in through the nose. Hold it. Oh, and breathe out through the nose. That just feels so good. Every time you do it, if you don't feel immediate relaxation when you breathe in, you're not breathing deep enough. So let's try that through the nose. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Did you feel all that calm when you did that? Yes. If you didn't, let's try it again. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Once more. Inhale deeply. And exhale. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out with your eyes closed, breathing through the nose, giving thanks for the power of the breath. Because someone, somewhere, cannot breathe on their own. And thank God it's not you. We give thanks for the power to breathe through the nose because someone may be on an inhaler or a trachea. Inhale deeply. Sending love, light, and lots of energy, healing energy throughout the body as we inhale and exhale. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Once more, inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And then this time as we inhale, let's bring the breath up to the top of the head. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And as we exhale, feel the energy floating down through the face and through the neck and through the shoulders. As we inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale, sending more love, light, and healing energy down through the shoulders and the back, and the sides, and the chest. As we breathe in, hold it. And as we breathe out. Oh, that feels so good. Inhale deeply once more. And as you exhale, feel the energy flowing down through your sides and your thighs and your knees. Feel free to rub those knees. Yeah, giving love, light, and energy to the knees and the legs and the ankles as we inhale deeply. And don't worry if we don't inhale and exhale together. All that matters is that you're breathing in and breathing out. As we inhale deeply, take one more long, last deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, sending love, light, and energy down through the ankles, the arches, the insteps, the bottom of the feet, top of the feet, and the toes. Yeah, wiggle those toes. Sending love and light, healing energy back up through those toes. As we inhale, bringing the breath through the toes. Inhale deeply. Bringing more love and light and energy back up through the ankles, and the legs, the knees, and the thighs. Feel that energy circulating and percolating throughout the body. As we inhale deeply. Giving thanks for the energy as it flows back up through the thighs and the buttocks and the back and our sides and the solar plexus. As we are breathing in, we are filling our chest up. Inhale deeply. And as we exhale, we feel our chest and our stomach deflate. So good. Close your eyes. You should not be looking at me, but the inside of your eyelids. I see you. As we inhale once more, inhale deeply. Bringing that energy back up through the shoulders, rotating those shoulders, rounding those shoulders off. Get that energy moving throughout the hands and the arms. Take a stretch alone. Oh, yes, that feels good. Feel free to turn from side to side. Are you stretching? Not just watching me, but stretching. Yes. Giving thanks for the power of the body to heal itself through the breath. As we breathe in, take those hands and put them on the back of your neck, on the back of your back, and just rub back there. Just rub those shoulders. Give those shoulders some love, some light, and some healing energy as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, giving thanks for the power of the breath. And we're going to take one more breath. And I want you to breathe in and take your hand, left or right, doesn't matter, and place it on the back of your neck. Take these fingers and squeeze, 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 squeeze the back of the neck. That's where the vagus nerve is. And the vagus nerve is a powerful nerve that runs from the top of your head to the bottom of your spine. And when you massage that nerve, you are doing your body a wealth of good, sending your body love, light, and healing energy. Just remember that when you are stressed, to rub that. As you inhale, continue to inhale and exhale. And exhale. And I know you're on the line listening. And I know you're on social media watching. And that's great. And I appreciate that. But I need you to breathe in once more. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Giving thanks for the power of the breath, because we could not be here without the breath. As we give thanks. Take one more long, last, deep inhale deeply. And this time, hold it. Bring your head down forward, chin to chest, and rotate that head to the left slowly. That's why you're sitting up straight. And slowly bring the head to the back. And slowly bringing the head around to the right, feeling that stretch. Oh, yes, that feels good, doesn't it? And bringing the head back around to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. And as you exhale, tilt the head forward again, chin to chest, and slowly rotate the head to the right, slowly, slowly, slowly bringing it around to the back, slowly, and slowly bringing the head around to the front, chin to chest, head up, looking to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck. Oh, yes, that feels good. And bringing the head back and looking to the right, the left as far as you possibly can, and feeling the stretch in the right side of the neck. Oh, you feel that, don't you? Feels good. Feels good to sweat too. Sweat the impurities out of your body. I have no air on and I have no intentions of putting it on. We need to sweat because it releases the poisons from the body. And that's a good thing. As we inhale once more. And exhale. And that, my friends, is your mindfulness stress relief technique of the day. And you can share that with anyone, anywhere, anytime. And you can practice that when you are stressed out because you are in control. And when you complete your breathing and moving and stretching exercise, remember the affirmations. I am. Two of the most powerful words on the planet. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete, just as I am. Once more, I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete, just as I am, even though I'm sweating. It's a natural function of the body. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. And I give thanks for the sweat because it's cleansing the impurities from the body. And that is something that you can practice on a daily basis on your own, in your own spare time. And that's also something that you can share because we're all stressed out. And just remember to breathe. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just activated the happiness thing. You know what that means? You are going to be happy the rest of the day because you have just opened the door to endless possibilities. You opened the door for the organs in your body to say, yay, I feel alive. So giving thanks this morning for all of the organs and body parts that are working unbeknownst to you quietly as you are living and doing your thing. We give thanks for the brain, the heart, the liver, and the lungs, and the spleen, and the spine, and the circulatory system, the digestive and elimination systems. All of those systems are working on our behalf, and we give thanks that they are working. All of the systems are working, and they are working without us even being conscious of them. So we give thanks. And I give thanks that you will share this message with someone so that they too can become stress-free or stressless. How about that? And you can see more stress tips on Zelda Speaks Mindfulness on my YouTube channel or Zelda Speaks. Either one. So that is our health and wellness tip for the day. And coming up, it is 7:32. After our first message break here, we've got some very important information for you. We are going to have Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations joining us. And you can join us too. So stay close as we celebrate Father's Day.
Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Bologna Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network, the Female Solution.
Do you worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to zeldaspeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspeaks.com.
Hi, I'm Jody Susan, Susan Essentials. I started Susan Essentials in 2015 because of a personal health journey. I was over-medicated and put on 19 different medications. And yes, I reversed all my chronic diseases using plant and energy-based healing. It was amazing. At Susan Essentials, we support both consumers and businesses. And we do that with helping your employees or yourself with a food as medicine mindset. How
Tucson Essentials supports businesses and consumers as we teach people about a food as medicine mindset. So we support people on how to support their own immune system, how to support their brain health, how to support their emotional well-being. And we do that all with plant and an energy-based healing.
We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining us back here on The Female Solution. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, and we are joined today by Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations, a celebration of Father's Day. There is so much negative information. Well, there's so much negativity, I should say, around men in this country, not just this country, but all over the world. And we are here to even out that energy today by bringing on our guest, Lionel Abdul Haaq. And you can call in at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And welcome our guest, Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations. Grand Rising, Lionel. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness.
Peace be with you, and hello. Thank you once again for the opportunity to share with your enlightened and conscientious audience, and want to wish everybody a blessed Father's Day, and reflection also on Memorial Day, which has, I think, tremendous significance with regard to the role that men play in terms of defending and being willing to give our lives in defense of the ideals and the value of our home family life. So I'm happy to be here again, once again. As I said last time, we've been doing this for 3 years now.
I know, it doesn't even seem like it.
It went by fast.
Didn't it go by fast?
Huh?
Didn't it go by fast? It didn't even seem like it.
Don't seem like it, no. But it's a blessing. Once again, I can say that we've been consistent. We haven't missed a show. We've done it every time. And I think that's a blessing to be able to fulfill the obligation to be here and to consistently put this message out.
And we are honored that you are here consistently to keep this message flowing, because I cannot tell you, well, you know, you produced the show before. People don't show up, they don't call, last minute emergency. So I understand, and I am most appreciative that you are not one of those people. You are a man of honor, a man who keeps his word and does exactly what he says he's going to do. So thank you for being the man that you are and the male energy that you bring, that you are so serious about this. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'll praise the due to the Most High.
Amen.
Which is again the main emphasis of my focus on Father's Day is the Father, the one that is expressed in the very well-known prayer that Jesus is associated with having given to his disciples to teach what they call the Lord's Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to begin once again, not by playing the song by my favorite vocalist, the late Sarah Vaughan, doing this piece, but I would like to recite it just as an opening. And I'd also like to recite what I consider to be a parallel from the Islamic scripture and prayer that coincides very much with the Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
Lord's Prayer is, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou art the King. Al-Fatiha goes like this. With the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Praise be to God, the Lord of all the worlds. Most gracious, most merciful Master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and thee alone do we beseech for aid. Show us the right way, the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed favors, those whose portion is not wrath, and who go not astray. Amen. Now those are two very short prayers, one from the Christian context and the other from the Islamic context, that have very, very, very parallel verses and meanings that we would like to emphasize in this discussion of Father's Day, because it's very important for us to recognize first that we're not following those ideas, especially in the Christian context. The ideal of the Father has been supplanted by the idea of the Son, to the extent that people don't even recognize the Father as having any real authority or encounter or involvement in our lives, and that is all the Son. And we think that along with the other things that is discussed in that prayer about leading us not into evil, into temptation, and saving us from evil, not leading us into temptation, these are not what we're about in the modern world. We are constantly being tempted to evil and invited to shameful and ungodly behavior. And we do so to an extent with the pursuit of fun. We've discussed a lot on the air since I've been on. The role of fun has become a motivating factor that leads us into evil and temptation to do evil. And this is a pervasive force that has manifested itself as being very powerful during this pandemic when we had to shut down society and withdraw from the activities that we consider to be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the withdrawal has caused a lot of angst for a lot of people, but I think at the same time, it has caused a lot of people to reflect seriously about how we've gotten to where we are. And again, the discussion of the Lord's Prayer and Al-Fatiha prayer brings all that into very, very clear focus as to how we've gotten so misled, bamboozled, run amok, and led astray.
Amen. Because we have been led astray. And gratefully, there is some male energy to bring us back into the fold. And that's exactly what this show is all about today. So we are very, very grateful because it takes the male energy to bring about a balance. There's a whole lot of female energy. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Balance is important in the context of creation, and I believe that it's important to understand that the male and female are not rivals. They're not in competition with each other. They actually, like fire and water, when they are kept in the proper balance, perpetuate life and evolve life to higher and higher levels. And that the role and the responsibility, the energy, as you put it, of male and female are complementary. That we have, because of the destruction of civilization, the decline of civilization over the last 6,000 years or so, we have lost contact. We have been separated from the fundamental principles and ideals that make a happy and harmonious relationship between male and female energy difficult. We have been, because we've been misled and separated from the history of the human society before 6,000 years. We've been separated from the real connections that will make our lives better. And I don't think that's by accident.
No.
When I reflect on the history of ancient Kemet, what is called Egypt today, during the time when those pyramids were being built, very little knowledge is transmitted about what that was about, what society or human society was about prior to that, during that time. And I don't think that that's by accident, it's by design.
Yes, sir.
Those people who rule the world today have an agenda that is quite different from what existed previously. And the temptation, leading us into temptation and bombarding us with an environment, a cultural environment that is full of evil temptation, is what their agenda has been, and they have realized it to the extent that it exists today. But we think it's over. We think it's time for change, and all of this is connected with a deep understanding about where we are, how we got here, and what existed previously. So we got a lot of work to do, but it's not us that's doing the work. The work that we have to do is to change. is to get real, as the young people say, to recognize, to reevaluate what we've been taught, and to understand the separation between what is human and what is inhuman. And if we cling to the humanity, the idea of humble spirit that is associated with the human nature, the kindness, the consideration, the mercy, the willingness to sacrifice oneself for the greater good, that is what we are missing. And that is what we have to recognize.
Recognize. I love that. Well, you know, that takes some work, Lionel, and not everyone is ready to do the work. As you say, they're always looking to have fun. So fun is the favor of the day. But thank you for bringing us back full circle.
All praise due to the Most High. The more you give, the more you get. And I need plenty.
You are not alone on that. Excuse me. You are not alone on that, my brother. I promise you. You are not alone. If you just joined the conversation this morning, it is 7:51. We are listening on the line, celebrating the male energy, the spirit of male energy. And Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations is our guest today. And if you'd like to call in and comment, we'd love to have your comments at 515-605-9325, and you can press 1 to speak. But as we continue this conversation, Lionel, it reminds me of a time when, as a child, when what men had to say was really the law. And there was no questioning what the man of the house had to say. You simply did it. Well, over time, things have changed tremendously. Men get no respect. How do we?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What happened? What happened? What happened? Maybe someone can answer that question. Let's go to the phone line and take a few calls. 773-221. You are live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. What's your name, where you're calling from, and what's your question or comment for the celebration of Father's Day with Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq on Monday Morning Mindfulness? Hi, who's this?
Andrew Nelson Bay. Greetings, Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq here.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for calling.
Yes, you know, I keep citing what Pope Benedict XVI was saying about moral relativism and how that was the biggest, challenge of the church, moral relativism, and that's where we're at right now. For example, with the LGBTQ community, they're trying to rationalize, transgenderism, even pedophilia, and they're doing it in a way that is based on moral relativism, and it's very unhealthy and it's very ungodly, and that's what needs to be checked, because that's, I think, Satan's biggest trick, causing individuals to accept moral relativism. It's my understanding that laws are a function of beliefs. For example, Roger B. Taney, the former U.S. Supreme Court Justice, Plessy versus Ferguson, saying that no white man has any rights and any black man is bound to, respect or words that effect. And I would say, unless until we deal with this satanic spirit that fosters this moral relativistic ethos, which pervades every department of life, continue to have the problems that we have.
I agree.
Look into.
I agree wholeheartedly, brother. Lionel, you'd like to comment?
I think that's very relevant. The problems that we have I don't think they're going to continue. I believe that there's a divine order. There's no doubt in my mind there is a creator, a God who's infinitely intelligent and capable. The way I've come to understand the Creator, Allah, is that the power of Allah's will, is irresistible. It is everything, and the will was expressed in the beginning, what we call the beginning of creation, what they call the Big Bang Theory, was the expression of the will that began a process of evolving life, and that the process was conceived and complete. The conception was complete and declared in the beginning to move towards the completion. So the will of the Creator, as expressed in that Lord's Prayer and in Al-Fatiha, about coming into or creating or developing a kingdom on earth that would reflect the guidance, the will of the Creator, is an evolving process that we are, I think, in a very, very important stage, a maturing stage in the 21st century to really become the adult, capable of adult responsibility and power that didn't exist before. And much of the pain and the suffering that we've experienced in the modern world in these last few centuries has really, I think, culminated a disdain in the hearts and minds of people for the ugly side of what human beings could be if we lose sight on our humble state of mind that is a reflection of our Creator. There's nothing humble than the Creator. And that is what the image that we were born in and that we have to maintain despite efforts to lead us in other directions.
And that's an ongoing daily challenge.
And the more you practice it, the more you practice the rituals, the acts of worship, like prayer and fasting and charity, the stronger you get in that mindset. And the rewards that come from action, not just lip service, but action. You never realize until you do those actions. You can't get the benefit. You can't get the blessings of real growth until you put the effort into practicing what you preach. And once you actually start to practice these things, once you actually do so, even against your own inclination, is when you really start to cultivate your soul. And when you really start to dig deep into your spirituality, into your spiritual nature, to bring up a lot of that which has been suppressed and buried over these last 6,000 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, they always say what's done in the dark, it will show up in the light. All you have to do is keep living. And living is what we are doing this morning. And we hope that you are enjoying the program as we take our next commercial break with Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations. And we're celebrating the male energy, but you stay close. And we will be right back with more good information for you. So you just stay close right there.
Have you ever dreamed of going to exotic places, meeting fascinating people, enjoying uplifting music, and spending nights in a luxurious hotel? Do you look forward to a relaxing vacation where you can walk along the beach or sit in a quiet park and enjoy the sunset or sunrise? Whether you're flying around the world or driving across the country, we will share travel tips that will help you stay safe while you enjoy the journey. Join me every third Saturday of the month, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and move around with Deborah here on the Female Solution Show. Call in and comment 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve a peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
With a simple blood test and food plan, Tucson Essentials will help your business, your family, and you eliminate toxins and create a step-by-step plan to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Click here to learn more.
Hi, I'm Jody Tucson with Tucson Essentials. I started Tucson Essentials in 2015 because of a personal health journey. I was over-medicated and put on 19 different medications. And yes, I reversed all my chronic diseases using plant and energy-based healing. It was amazing. At Tucson Essentials, we support both consumers and businesses. And we do that with helping your employee or yourself with a food as medicine mindset. How Tucson Essentials supports businesses and consumers is we teach people about a food as medicine mindset. So we support people on how to support their own immune system, how to support their brain health, how to support their emotional well-being. And we do that all with plant and an energy-based healing.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, reminding you that today we're talking about the celebration of Father's Day with Lionel Abdul Haaq, and also to remind you that that commercial you just heard from Jody Susan of Susan Essentials, she will be joining us tomorrow from 7 until 9 a.m. Central Standard Time with Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. And on Wednesdays, Naima Latif and Kareem Hamid, Repairing Family Relationships. Thursdays, the Women's Roundtable. Friday, Health and Wellness with Viata. If you didn't hear Viata last night, you've got to go back and you can go back and hear any and all of the shows in the archives 24/7 on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution. But last night, if you didn't hear that, you owe it to yourself. And a lot of times I know you're busy during the day, so you can't really do anything, but listen to it at night to soak up the words of wisdom that will carry you much further than anything else you could listen to going to bed, besides the 432 hertz healing energy, besides that. So make a habit of listening to something that will elevate your consciousness as you enter the dream state. So that was Health and Wellness with Viata on Friday, but on Sunday night, it is Soul Purpose Healing at 7 p.m. The Female Solution is on Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And on Saturdays, we have rotating hosts. We're not on at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Saturday's 12 noon until 2 p.m. And the first Saturday is Nonviolent Communication with Jana. And she was on this past Saturday. She was on this past Saturday as we did a live broadcast in Kenosha, Wisconsin at the Spiritual Awakening Market. That was an experience. All that information, some of that anyway, is on my blog at zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. The second Saturday, the Black Taboo with Lovejoy Empowers. And the schedule continues. We just heard the promo for Travel with Deborah on the third Saturday. And the fourth Saturday is Wisdom with Mama D. All the Saturday shows, 12 noon until 2 p.m. And then we are right back here with Monday Morning Mindfulness. And we're joined by Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations. Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations, bringing the much needed wisdom and energy from the Most High as we continue the conversation of what it is that we need to do in order to bring about this balance in our lives, because it's a little hectic and it's going to be that way for a while, but it's always getting better, and it depends on your input and what you bring to the table. Is that correct, Lionel?
Oh, absolutely. And, I think for people to recognize that change is imminent. It is clearly, what they say, like the handwriting is on the wall, that we need to change. And that we have gotten into a lot of trouble in terms of the world situation as a consequence of our being misguided. And in addition to the fun aspect of it, there's the vanity aspect of it. The idea of being better than others, being superior to others, being God's chosen, is part of the problem that has caused us to become less humane, less humble, more vain, more arrogant, more cruel, and hateful towards anything that is not in accord with our individual, racial, nationalistic objectives. And that enables people to do terrible things to other people when they think they are better than other people. It is not a humble mindset to be exalting oneself to the point of being considered superior, and that's where we have been over the last, well, I'd say recent history of the modern world, and that is what has caused so much inhumanity. Man's inhumanity to man is rooted in vanity, self-exaltation, to the point where very few people even talk about divine, except in the sense that the divine exalts them as superior to others. And beyond that, in terms of their devotion to divine and the principles that the divine has set forward, they are grossly lacking. But they exalt the aspect that says that that God has made them better, has chosen them to rule or to be in a superior position. When actually, what they got that superior position by hook and by crook, not by divine guidance.
Say that.
And so the reality of history, the study of history is very important to our understanding how we got where we are today and what we need to do to change.
And change is inevitable, whether we like it or not. It just comes with the territory. That's just part of breathing. That's in the words of Walter Cronkite from back in the day. Oh, y'all don't know who that is. And that's the way it is. Whether you like it or not.
Yep. I also wanted to focus a little bit before we get out of here about Abraham.
Okay.
Not considered to be a good father in the minds of many people because of his willingness to sacrifice his son for the sake of a vision that he received, that he considered to have been from his creator to sacrifice his son. And this is very powerful. This is a very powerful, very powerful imagery that lays a real challenge to people, men and women. It's a big part of the division, I think, between men and women is the attitude that men have towards their devotion and what they're willing to do in terms of their devotion to their creator, as opposed to what women will do. Because, one of the dynamics of the roles of male and female is that women bring life into the world.
Right.
Men take life out. Men don't take life out. Men go to war. Yeah. Prepared to die and to kill. But women, they have a different nature.
Right.
They have a different aspect of human nature, which is about preserving and protecting and growing life. And so the idea of accepting to kill your son, your only son, your firstborn son, for the sake of a vision that you think you got from God, is not something that you would expect from a woman as much as you would from a man.
Right.
And the fact that it is characterized in that way speaks volumes to the fundamental aspect of male-female dynamic. And so You know, you don't talk about people. Don't, the idea of Abraham in Scripture has the Muslim, the Christian, and the Jew together. The idea that Abraham is the unifying factor between all three of these major religions, all claiming to worship the one God, is powerful.
Yes.
And needs to be studied and evaluated from the perspective of all three different religions. People who have only one perspective of religion are doing themselves a great disservice in terms of trying to claim to represent a person who is serious about their devotion. You can't say that you're serious when you don't know but one thing. You don't think everybody else has anything of any value that you should be trying to study.
Okay.
Nor are you serious in your respect for other religions if you don't take the time to study what they believe and what they teach. So how you claim that you're really trying to work with other people when all you know is what you've been taught?
Right. Absolutely.
So we you know, if we get out of the vanity and the foolish, childish, fun mentality, we'll grow up real quick. And we'll grow up in a way that will make our judgment more mature and more responsible and more reflective of what our Creator really wants for us. And I think that's what salvation is.
I agree. Wholehearted. Instead of us walking around with scripture in hand, telling others that they are not saved. I just find that so ironic when the lessons that we teach are often the lessons that we need to learn.
Absolutely.
If you just joined the conversation, we'd love to hear what you have to say. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, and we can open your microphone. I want to pose a question to our listening audience, and as well as our viewing audience. And that question is, what do you think the world would be like without male energy? Would it be less violent? What do you think about that, Lionel? I don't.
Well,
I don't want that to happen.
I can't imagine the world without male or female energy being much of a world that I would want to be part of.
I know that's right.
And I think also the confusion, the confusion of male and female energy, the confusion, the assimilation of males towards female and females towards males I think is an unnatural reaction to a willful and deliberate effort to that the effort to separate us from our Creator also separates us from ourselves as male and female. That the confusion, the lack of clear guidance and understanding opens the door, the window, and knocks a hole in the wall that allows all kinds of things to come in that shouldn't even be in the house. And the confusion that exists, the overwhelming reality of confusion is all around us, and is something that I think is a consequence of willful and deliberate deception. That once we lose our connection to the Creator, the balance of male and female energy is lost.
Mm. So I have
and as a consequence, you find.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, finish that.
I was just saying that as a consequence of that, of losing that focus, that guidance, that clear, mature, serious study brings. We can't help but be lost. There's no boundary to where how far we can go in the wrong direction once we lose sight and lose respect for the Father. Separating the idea of the card game, 3-card Molly.
Oh.
3-card Monty is you're looking for this particular card, but we got 2 other ones that we're going to confuse you by associating these other cards with the one that you're trying to find. Mm-hmm. And comes a game. It becomes a sport to try to find to keep your eye on the card that you want when they're being shuffled around in a way that is designed to confuse you. Mm-hmm. So the separation of our worship into Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, into a Trinitarian concept, is like 3-card Monty. Mm-hmm. Jesus didn't tell us to play 3-card Monty. No. He didn't tell us to fuse our relationship with who He was with who God, the Father, was. Which is why He said in the prayer, our Father. Mm-hmm. He didn't say my Father. Mm-hmm. He didn't tell you to pray my Father. He said, I want you to pray to our Father. And we are not doing that today. That is not where most people who claim to identify with Jesus and Jesus' teaching, that's not where they are. And how they got where they are today is a very subtle introduction of ideas that gradually took hold and became dominant.
And that is self-evident in the display of visuals that we see every day, all day, because I have never understood, and I ask the people that I know who display male energy, and they're female. And I am one of them. I must admit, I am one of those people who, as a female, I sometimes display a little more masculine energy than I do feminine energy. And because my sister used to tell me when I was coming up, she said, girl, you just like Grandpa. You are the spitting image of him. And I had no idea what that meant until I got a little older and really discovered what that really meant. And at some point early on in my growth and development, I remember working at a club on the north side as a photographer. And I could not get through the end of my session. It was only 4 hours without being hit on by men. And I didn't want to be hit on by men. I was there to do my job. And that was it. So my reverse psychology thinking was that I would dress like a man. So I would start, I had a high top fade. So you remember Grace Jones, right? Do you remember Grace Jones, Lionel? I had that haircut, and I started wearing baggy jeans and what are those plaid shirts. And my experience at that point was not that the men would ignore me. The male energy was attracted to me even more, and I did not understand that. I did not. It was confusing. So when you talk about the confusion of male energy, I was thoroughly confused. I didn't know what to think of. It's like I'm trying to get rid of them and I'm drawing them to me. So it's like opposites attract. Let's go to the phone lines, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, 708-677. You are live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your comment as it relates to the male energy celebrating Father's Day?
Oh, Grand Rising, this is Maika. How are you today?
Maika, my sister of the microphone. So good to hear you, my sister. Yes.
And to Lionel, Abdul, Haaq, greetings to you also.
Yes, ma'am. Peace be with you, sister.
Yes. So, I understand you're celebrating Father's Day, and I just want to give a shout out to my father, who is now gone, Boris Edmund. He was a great father. He did the best he could with what he had. And as a result, I came into the world.
All right.
I'm thankful for him and all that he blessed me with in terms of understanding myself and the world and male energy and all that too. So, my whole thing in terms of our people is that more than anything else, we have to heal because we're locked emotionally into this system, this violent system of relationships. And thus all our relationships turn out to be failures because we're imitating another people. We're not them. They came out of us first. And then they came around and we became part of them so that we could help heal them. But we got to heal ourselves. We've got to do that. We've been trying to do everything but that. We read all the latest books, look at all the latest movies, and come to these fallacious conclusions about life. So on my deathbed, really, I was dying because of the tragedy that happened in my family. In terms of my husband, my past husband, James Bevel, Dr. James Bevel, having these sexual perversions that led him into the jail, It was tragic. I didn't know this man as that. I knew him as something else. And so, emotionally, it was such a shock. It took the greatest part of me because I had invested my youth in helping him to create what he was about, which is really was a good thing. But then the rug was pulled from under us, and it's like, oh, now what do you do? Now he's considered a felon, and he's considered this, and the family is breaking up. And all I run into in the world now is wounded men, because I know wounded men when I see or hear wounded men now. And the whole issue is, will you heal? That's the question. Will you take your healing seriously? And shortly after the Emancipation Proclamation, the state of Mississippi called the convention to revise the Constitution, and they stated verbatim, I'm saying this verbatim, the purpose for the revision of this Constitution is to destroy the manhood of the Negro citizen through to success. They put it in writing that that's what their aim was. And then you know what happened after that, the Ku Klux Klan, White Citizens Council, the Headless Ghost, and all the stuff that came as a result of that. But more than anything, what came of that, if you were going to set out to destroy the manhood of people, what would you do? You destroy the womanhood of the people. That's what you do. So they turned us against our men. And we started looking to the white man thinking that he's got it going on. And black man, he ain't got nothing. But that was deployed. So I ran into a lot of men who've been injured by women. And they just lump all women into one category, all y'all the same.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be tragic if the botanists stopped the trees and all y'all the same? Let's go find something else to explore.
Wow.
Ain't no oak, ain't no pine, ain't no sycamore. None of those things exist. Y'all just all trees. And all women are not alike.
Right.
But men don't take the time and don't have the skills to learn the differences in women and fall into the same trap, because basically the mother sets the tone for the level of consciousness that a male seeks in a woman. She sets the tone. And since most men put their mothers on pedestal, if a woman comes along whose vibration is higher than his mother, then he's threatened, because now you're trying to dethrone my mama. You know?
Oh, wow.
Bible right there.
Wow.
So what happens is, I finally found an African-American male who has the alphabet behind his name, who does EFT tapping.
Oh.
And promotes it. And because people don't really take me serious because I don't have none of them letters.
Oh.
I just do it.
Okay. Yeah, you just
But I
do
want to
it.
share with you this brother's name and encourage you all to really take serious your healing in terms of emotional freedom technique and hypnosis and other techniques that really will help you to separate your emotions from the trauma, the abuse, and whatever else you've picked up growing up here in this world. And his name is Damon A. Silas, psychologist. .d.com.ch. I don't know what all that means. Healing one mind at a time. That's Damon A. Silas. And
how are you spelling his last name?
No, I would encourage you. Silas. I would encourage you to invite the brother to your show and interview him. I think he's a great guest.
Absolutely.
He's been a part of the Tapping Solution, which is a worldwide program where people come together, tapping, big names and everything.
Please.
So anyway, that's our brother on the line.
Please share.
And I'm so thankful for.
Please share my information with him.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I haven't met him yet. I'm going to meet him, though. I'm going to contact him soon. But
okay.
I want everybody to put him on their name list, and he's in North Carolina, and he's doing the thing.
Okay.
So we need to get busy and support the efforts that he's got going on to help heal ourselves at all levels, in terms of First Nation people, African American people, women, children, all of us. We need to clear our emotional baggage. So that we're like bag ladies walking around carrying all this stuff from the past.
Bag ladies.
How does it go? If you ever seen one, you know how they do. They shuffle from one corner to the next bag. And that's what we do. And then what we do is we're always in complaint mode. This happened. We're a victim. Always a victim. Never a causation factor. We never take into account, I have this problem. Now, we point to the other person. He did it. She did it. But we never say, now, in that I have a problem, what is my contribution to that problem? That's the question.
Ooh.
Because once you understand your contribution to the problem, you can take that out.
Right.
You won't have any problem no more. Other people might have it, but you won't. Because you become conscious of how you became a part of the problem that you wanted solved. That's your power. We have to gain our power. We don't have nobody to point to. Everybody else is prompts, helping us to realize that this is something we need to become conscious of in ourselves. And when we become conscious of it, we can free ourselves from it. It's all about gaining that awareness. Like electricity in existence. Edison and what's his name? I can't think of his name. Discovered it. It still existed, but we hadn't become conscious of it. And our freedom It's in existence, but we have to become conscious of it because we're locked in these emotions.
Yes,
Anger,
ma'am.
fear, hate, guilt, shame, lust, etc. We got to get rid of those bags and move forward in life.
We are
That's
emotional.
our calling.
Yes.
We passed the 400-year mark of our internment here in America.
Okay.
Now freedom is the calling.
Amen.
And we have to step into it.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Zelda.
God bless you too. And thank you so much, Maika, for calling and for sharing that information. That is our sister of the microphone, Maika. So thank you, Maika. And please have Damon A. Falas from North Carolina contact us. We're going to take our last commercial break and then come back and take other calls as we continue the conversation of celebration of Father's Day, male energy. What do you think? Let's take a break and we'll come back and talk about it.
This is Minister Cynthia Marie Williams, spiritual counselor and advisor. I invite you to a private reading in the area of business, health, finances, relationships. My introductory cost of $20. Please call because there is a higher power that can help me help you. 312-802-4743. Peace and blessings to you all. Call me. 312-802-4743.
Oh man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark.
Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
I'm Beata, your holistic life coach. These days, it's more important than ever to work on your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Are you consciously breathing deeply in stressful moments? Do you have a plan or daily routine to maintain balance in your awesome body? Are you struggling to be disciplined in your eating habits? When you partner with me, I'll help you develop a personalized health plan that works for your particular lifestyle. You can find out more about me at yourholisticlifecoach.com, where you can also review my 3-step protocol to guide you to abundant health. That's yourholisticlifecoach.com, and I'm Beata.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show, as we explore that relationship that is the foundation for our society, the relationship between men and women, husbands and wives. Join our discussion as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
And thank you for joining us back here on the last half hour of the Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm joined by Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations, celebration of Father's Day, the male energy. That was a very interesting comment Sister Maika had on the state of being and energy of us as a people, Lionel. Would you like to comment on that before we take our next caller? You can call in at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, but I'd like you to comment on that before we go to the phone, back to the phones. Lionel? She said we were imitating other people.
It's all connected, very, very branches are all on the same tree, and we can, I try to focus on the root, the fundamental lack of serious and effort to try to connect all the branches. When you look at the tree, you see a bunch of branches going in different directions, but they are all connected to the same root. And by focusing on the root causes, the roots of the problems, I think we can solve not only the problem of the branches, but the fruit as well.
Did you say but the food or the fruit as well? What did you say? The fruit? The fruit.
The fruit. The branches, the leaves, the fruit are all part of the same tree.
Yes, sir.
And you can focus on you can focus on the leaves, you can focus on the fruit, you can focus on the branches. But if you get to the root, where the problem really begins, I think you can solve all the problems. And I think that is where my focus tends to be. I think we should study all religions. I think especially the ones that are dominant in the modern world. I think we should study them from their perspective, and we should study them from each other's perspective. The situation the situation with the Muslim world today is totally chaotic. It is not reflected in any way of what was established by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Very little of what he taught and what he established can be seen in the world, the so-called Muslim world leaders today. Especially this guy over there in Saudi Arabia, cutting people up and chopping up their bodies.
I know, right?
This is not representative of the religion. No more than worshiping Jesus. He was representative of what Jesus taught. He never told nobody to worship him.
Right.
He said, call on the Father, the Father. He didn't say call on me. He didn't say pray to me.
Right.
I don't even remember him saying pray in my name.
Right.
I don't read that anywhere. So anyway, we've been clearly misled and separated into thinking that there's only one religion that I need to study, and that's the one that everybody else in our society primarily claims to follow. And that's the problem too. When people think all they gotta do is give lip service, they ain't gotta do nothing. These are serious issues, and all the other problems that we got are stem from that root. They branch off from that root. They become leaves and fruit based upon that root. And when we deviate from the foundation, we cannot expect anything but rotten fruit and branches and leaves.
I'm so glad you said that, Lionel, because last night as I was listening to Viada's show, she talked about a woman who made a transition, who quoted scripture all the time. And I think she got cancer, and all of that scripture she quoted just went right out of the door. None of that helped her at all. So it's like you can walk, you can speak it, but at some point you've got to begin to live it. You've got to not just say it, you've got to walk the talk. Also, something else you said about, and what our caller Maika, my sister of the microphone, said something about the different religions, and what we all agree on that is that as you begin to research, as Viada talked about last night on Soul Purpose Healing, most of us don't want to do the search. most of us don't want to do the work that it takes necessary to learn what it is that we need to know that our soul came here to experience. And my experience of being raised as a Christian and a Catholic, and then as I got older, Catholicism just didn't sit right with me. So I began to study the Jewish religion, and Baha'i faith, and the Nation of Islam. And it is the Nation of Islam where I begin to study and learn to be less judgmental when I begin to study with the nation of Hebrew Israelites. So the fact that religion gives us a narrow view of life, it is imperative that we take the time to study, as you would say, study and show ourselves approved, to learn what each one has to offer and what speaks to you as an individual. And I think that is true, because we are so busy imitating other people in other cultures, as Maika said, is that we forget who we are. And then we go and pick rotten fruit from a tree, as you said, Lionel. So I agree with you wholeheartedly there. It is 8:46. We've got about 10, 11, 12 minutes before the show is over. Let's try to take a few more calls, Lionel. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak as we go to the phone line. 706-202, Grand Rising. Thank you for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Grand Rising. This is Brother Kwame Sunhorse
from Georgia.
From Georgia.
Yes, thank you for calling. Wonderful.
Elder and Brother Lionel. Interesting topic. I chimed in a little late, and I heard Maika, and I was hearing the words of truth. And the part for me is, and even the part of looking at Mississippi and what they wrote in, but it wasn't until I think it was May 2013 that Mississippi just ratified the 13th Amendment. So that means from 1865 until 2013, slavery still existed by law in the state of Mississippi. Sonora Smart died, and we're talking about Father's Day. Have you ever heard of her?
What was the name again?
Sonora Smart died.
No.
Sonora Smart died was the woman who founded Father's Day.
Oh,
she
really?
started it in 1910 in Washington because of her father raising them. There were 6 of them, and he fought in the Civil War. And he raised them, and she attended the Art Institute in Chicago. And so in 1920, it kind of didn't get really a big kickoff because she had heard the woman that did Mother's Day. And so she decided to create Father's Day for her father, who had raised her and 6 siblings. So anyway, she was a student at the Art Institute, and then she went back to Spokane, Washington, and really pushed it in the 30s. And so this is what we honor today on, it was June 19th, and it's really coincidental because June 19th, 1865 is Juneteenth, is the Freedom Day. They fall on the same Sunday, on both sides of the year. And so it was that part of that synchronicity. But I was listening and saying about Father and about how religion and where they look at it. Adam was made from what? In the Bible, they talk about Adam, and what was Adam? How was Adam formed?
Was it from the dust?
They say from clay. He was from the clay, but the clay it's Mother Earth. He was born from a Mother Earth. He was born from a woman. We look at Adam being formed from clay or from the soil or whatever. He was formed from Mother Earth. He was formed from a woman. And so in looking at this part of the duality of male, female, it was formed the earth is the mother, and the body of man was born from a woman.
Yes.
And so, and this honoring of Father's Day, you know, and we look at the different, and this is what I like about Native American spirituality, and it's the red road that I walk, is because we look at Wakantanka, that's one of the names, but they call it the Great Mystery or the Great Spirit. It is not given a gender.
Say that last part you cut off.
I'm saying is that in the name that the Lakota people, and they're identifying the creator, they call it Wakantanka. And Wakantanka means great mystery or great spirit. And it is not given a male female.
Oh.
It is given that it is all. And so these are and most indigenous look at the creator as not male female. This concept of male female, and that even the teachings of the Gnostics, when they talked about Sister Sophia and her daughter Zoe coming to earth and giving life to man, giving him the breath of life. We're looking at how we actualize that part, but it is still a mystery.
And will probably be a mystery for a very long time.
No, not until we return back to our cosmic self and then we remember.
Yes. And part of that remembrance comes from self-study, does it not? I hear some noise in the background. Somebody shuffling papers or something.
That's me.
Oh, okay. It's kind of distracting, yeah. Not kind of. It is distracting. Okay.
And that is very true in acknowledging self, because it says that we're made in the image. So in that image, we're looking at what are we reflecting. And that's the part of the mystery. What is the reflection of the creator? Because everything that we see on this planet Earth is created by the creator.
Amen.
So there are many reflections of the creator. That's why we say all my relations. It's because we're related to everything that is reflected here on the earth.
Well said. That's the voice of Kwame Sunhorse, one of our regular callers. We appreciate you, Kwame. Lionel, would you like to comment on that?
Well, I only again, like I like to focus on the idea of study is very important, but practice what you study is also very important. It's also very important in it helps to develop your understanding when you practice these ideals, and not practicing them is pretty common in a society where you've been given an idea that tells you that you don't have to, not only don't have to really study, but you don't even have to practice it. That the practice of your beliefs is not what's going to save you. They tell people that the only thing that's going to save you is Jesus, and that it doesn't matter how good a person you are if you don't believe in the blood of Jesus or some other idea in these different religious camps. But I believe all of the religions have deviated from the fundamental ideals that were established by those who they say it's founded on. I know for a fact that much of what Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, taught and established is not being exercised in the so-called Muslim world. And I could say the same thing for the Christians and certainly I don't believe that what Netanyahu and his people are doing over there in Palestine is justified in the context of the divine, in the context of what God would have people do. So I think that it's important for people in general to be sincere, first of all, to pray sincerely, and then to get up and go to work, studying and practicing the principles and the ideals that cultivate a humble, knowledgeable, and service mentality and behavior in each of us, and to encourage that for others. That's the perspective. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It matters who you are. And who you are is the collection of behavior that you practice that form your character.
Yes.
They form your vision of life, and that locks you into habitually behavior that keeps you from deviating because of the habit that you build up, the spirit that you build up through prayer, through charity, through fasting, through being of service to others. And the reward comes from the Creator, Allah, Yahweh, however you understand. As a result of your effort, you get rewarded accordingly. And that reward usually takes the form of understanding, deeper understanding of what it is that's going on and has been going on in the world.
And that will continue to go on in the world until the end of time. And speaking of the end of time, it is almost that time. It is 8:57 here on The Female Solution. As we close out the show, we are most grateful for all of our callers and our guest, Brother Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations. Lionel, as we close the show, we would like for you to share your contact information for those who are interested in contacting you.
We've come to the end of our show today, but you can hear every show
Lionel?
in the archive at
Yeah, my number is 773-642-1453. I'm old-fashioned. I like to talk to people, and I appreciate hearing from anybody who has any ideas that they want to share, or anything that they would like to get further insight or information about Community Cultivations Consultants.
And just give us that number one more time.
773-642-1453.
I want to thank you so much for being a part of The Female Solution and bringing the much needed male energy and the male wisdom to this platform. We appreciate you. We give thanks for you, and we look forward to having you back here every first Monday of the month here on The Female Solution. So thank you, Lionel Abdul Haaq of Community Cultivations.
Thank you, sister. And please be with everybody. Hello.
All right now. Thank you so much.
John, could you?
As we listen to our executive producer, we say goodbye in all of the languages. And then I'll close out in just a moment.
South Africa, Gabonga, Senegal, get it, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
And that is the end of the Female Solution. I want to thank you for being a part of today's show, and know that everything that you do matters. So don't let the self-doubt stop you. You were created by the Creator, and you have been created to do great things. And you have to trust the inner you to know that. And in order to do that, you sometimes need to get by yourself, be alone, and spend some quiet time. That's why I'm surrounded by trees, I'm surrounded by nature, and I advise you to do the same, because you'll hear things that you don't ordinarily hear. You'll have experiences that you don't ordinarily hear. Excuse me. And that's why we're here at the Female Solution, to offer you those different kinds of experiences. We will not be doing an after show today. Our executive producer, Naeem Latif, is unavailable, but I just want to remind you to check out my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. I'll be sharing lots of information during the week, and that's where you can always keep up with me. And you can always email me, info@higherlearningnetwork.org. And remember that our Global Teen Talent Contest Round 7 is the fourth Saturday, June 26th, from 12 noon to 1 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. And until then, I ask you to join us for the next show tomorrow morning, Self-Care with Jody Susan on the Female Solution. And you can also reach me at info@higherlearningnetwork.org. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next Monday morning mindfulness and higher learning. And thanks for watching. Make it a great day. Namaste. Hotel. Shalom.